It's sometimes easy to forget that the food we consume and buy every day comes from a source, with its own story of how it was grown, how it was picked, how it got to the market, and ultimately to our plates. Food sustainability is a growing movement because food not only affects us on a personal level, but has major environmental impacts as well. Our food choices matter, and nothing is more important than connecting the way we eat to the health of ourselves and the health of the planet. My community has been able to identify 5 actions we can take that can strengthen this connection. Eat organic, reduce meat and dairy consumption, avoid processed foods, eat locally grown, and reduce the amount of food waste and food packaging we generate.
Organic farmers who farm organically, they have a different philosophy. You know, farming isn't about getting the most out of the land for the cheapest amount of money. You know, farming is more about if you take care of your soil, the soil will take care of the plants, and then healthy plants don't get infested with bugs. So it's sort of a whole system of growing, and it does not use any synthetically compounded fertilizer, insect control, fertility control. It's just a way of farming where everything is non-synthetic. Any application that you use is simply natural.
We feel at Weiser Farms it's a big responsibility to feed people and to grow clean, safe, healthy, delicious food that knocks your socks off. And all our produce is produced with organic farming principles, meaning practicing crop rotation, cover cropping, building beneficial insect populations, making sure our water is clean and safe, and just being a good steward of the earth.
I feel like my body is so much happier when I eat a plant-based diet. And, you know, I love meat, but I feel like I just function better with more vegetables. And I'm also concerned about the health of the planet and the ability to feed all of the people who live on our planet. And it's going to be harder and harder. So I've sort of gone to an 80-20 diet, 80% plant-based. And I've tried to really create dishes that make the diner feel like they didn't even miss the meat. And I think as a chef, that's sort of my responsibility and my challenge. And I like a creative challenge like that.
I think my concerns about what we're doing with our diet is what's happening in our large-scale conventional farming. Or from a doctor's point of view, my concerns would be the hormones that we're getting through our food, the antibiotics, both in meat and in our farming, even fish farming, and particularly with poultry. we are seeing in our practice a lot of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. And this seems to be associated with what we're doing raising our animals.
The concern over livestock production affecting our environment, as well as all the hormones and antibiotics that the animals are fed with, affecting our own personal health, has stirred a movement in Santa Monica.
We did join the movement for Meatless Mondays, and we always have a special dish on the menu. We always have a lot of dishes on the menu that are heavily plant-based, if not 100%. They're somewhere in the 80 to 100%. In addition to that, on Mondays, we always try to celebrate a meatless choice and get our clients really excited about it by having a special on the menu that really celebrates the vegetables and is all about being meatless.
I've been practicing family medicine in Santa Monica for the last 17 years. So I take care of kids, their parents, their grandparents, multiple generations. As a physician, what we say is eat mostly things that come from the earth. You know, try to stick to that. Again, reducing the processed foods. The medical reason for it is because what we found is that when we eat processed foods, there isn't the same nutritional value to the food. And so when foods are processed, there's a loss of all those natural vitamins and the nutritional aspects of the food. So we say try to get the foods that grow in the earth. The farther you are from the source of where the food comes from, then the less nutritious it's going to be.
As a chef, I have always been concerned about our food sources. So I feel like the things that I've learned about where we get our food and how far away it comes from and how it's grown and how it's processed is really important things that I'm totally motivated to do for my children and my family. And I also feel like it's the same situation at work. My customers, you know, I want them to have the best possible food that they can have. And I want our customers to be encouraged and delighted to eat food that has more plant-based food in it.
Buying locally means it didn't come up from South America or from Australia or Spain to get to your plate so you could have peaches in January. To me, my biggest thing here is, that's what we're known for, selling local product. And I think honestly, what sells my product the most is that it's fresh and local.
You know, when you talk about locally grown, you're talking about farmers driving an average of 175 miles one way from the farm directly to the consumer to sell within usually 24 hours after the food has been picked. It's rarely taken to a refrigerator and cooled. It's usually taken directly from the field to the market. So getting it directly from a farmer who you're paying 100% of what the produce costs them to grow, it not only supports that farm, you know, so the farmer can keep farming, but it also gives you access to something that's literally the next best thing to growing it yourself.
Many chefs and restaurants in Santa Monica have also made this commitment to support local farmers.
So the first time I went to the farmers market 12 years ago, I was at Melise, and you know, to get the best product for chefs, from a chef's perspective, we get there like right as they're setting up and kind of check around and see who has the most delicious, awesome product. All of our specials will be from local markets. I would say about 60% of our produce comes from local. So generally, I kind of work backwards in a sense, I suppose, with making specials and making dishes, where I go to the market and see what I'm inspired by, and then create dishes based on what I've tasted at the market. quality and the love that goes into buying those products, I feel, is soul, like, will hug you from the inside. Those are the things that are really special about shopping and doing and using these products to me.
I feel like the amount of effort and energy and water and manpower it takes to bring food to the plate, you have to be careful not to waste anything at all. It's just, it's sinful. You just shouldn't waste food. It's too much energy and input that went into putting that food on your plate.
Santa Monica hopes its residents can reduce the amount of food they waste by composting, making sure that our food scraps go in the green bins and not in the landfills.
Nobody wants to see food waste, and whenever we throw things out, we know it's going to the landfill probably, and we feel bad about it. But it's the same thing with packaging waste. When we go to stores and things are packaged in plastic bags or other containers, and we know that it's just being buried in the earth, or it might end up on our ocean, we feel really bad. Our community wanted to ban these products because they want us to go back to the simple living of reusables. So our beaches and landfills aren't filled with all these products that are just used once and then thrown away. So two of the packagings that really hurt the environment are plastic bags and styrofoam. And these two items aren't being recycled, so if we just stop using styrofoam, which is actually polystyrene, or plastic bags, we've gone a long way. So Santa Monica banned both. It's our job, it's my job, it's my children's job just to remember to bring reusables because it's such an easy step to take.
In 2008, Santa Monica adopted its Sustainable Food Commitment, which consists of 5 actions to help promote our sustainability goals community-wide. One of the reasons we adopted a Sustainable Food Commitment is so that we as a city government and as a community are behaving more sustainably in the way we buy food and prepare food and eat. And we're trying to educate our residents and visitors so that we can have a more healthy, sustainable Santa Monica.
There is a bond with our customers and chefs and community. I mean, not only when they buy our produce at our stand, they take it home, they think of where it was grown and who grew it, and we get that feedback and appreciation for what we do that is so rewarding for us. It makes our job the best in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. So we're just going to keep farming away.
Really glad that farming and farmers and agriculture is getting a new awareness. I think the new demand isn't for this globalization marketing. The new demand is for community farming and community sustainability and every community feeding itself.
This idea of community sustainability is what Santa Monica hopes to achieve by committing to these 5 simple actions. Each of us can make a difference by shopping more mindfully, cooking more often, and eating with intention. Because the food on our plates has its own story. And making that connection is what sustainable food is all about.